Hi guys, it's Alex here with Recombo, and I have in my hand the Sony Xperia Z. It's probably one of the most exciting things to come out of CES 2013, and it is of course Sony's first handset of the year. You can see it from just the size of the phone in my hand. It is a big device. It's actually running a 5-inch display, but it's big for a reason. That's because it's one of the first phones to feature a full HD 1080p resolution in a phone display, which I have to say is really rather stunning. The gap between pixels is imperceptible. You can't see where one pixel touches the next, and it's just wonderfully crisp and clear. And also colours are very lovely and vibrant on there too. And before I go deeper into the UI, if we just have a look around the device, we're running, this is the first phone of Sony's with Omni-Balance design. Omni-Balance is the new design language that Sony are using, and we'll likely see reoccur again in some more of their 2013 handset lineup. It basically means that there's a lot of symmetry in the phone's layout. So as you can see, we have the earpiece at the top and the microphone at the bottom, both with the same kind of trapezoid notch. The glass is on the front and the back. It's a fully reflective glass, but it's meant to be toughened. I believe it's Gorilla Glass, so it shouldn't shatter too easily. And we also have reflective tops and sides as well, all housed around a metal framework with a soft touch finish, which means that it's very strong and it feels very sturdy in the hand, despite all this glass going on. As well as the 5-inch display, we have a 2-megapixel front-facing camera at the top here. Along the top, under a tab in this top right-hand corner, we have the headphone jack. On this side, we have another tab here for the SIM slot. It's a micro SIM device. We have a power lock key on the side, which is a big, obviously notable inclusion, and a volume rocker. No discernible shutter button, which is unusual, as Sony have included shutter buttons on previous flagships. And on this side, in the top left-hand corner, we have the micro USB port as well as a micro SD card slot. Now, the Xperia Z comes with 16 gigabytes of inbuilt storage, but also houses up to 32 gigabytes with expandable micro SD card. On the back as well, I forgot to mention, there's also an 13 megapixel front-facing camera with an LED flash, and that's the entirety of the back of the phone. If I just quickly unlock the device. This device is running Android Jelly Bean, but of course Sony keep things quite light. There's a few apps and services, small widgets that Sony include on their Android devices, and they have a very distinct feel and look to them, and they all seem to work very well. This is a pre-release version, so the device isn't fully finished, and there are a few rough edges with certain glitches and crashes, but on the whole it is very stable. As you can see, jumping around, it's extremely fast and fluid, and that's because it's running a 1.5 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro processor. So it's one of the most popular quad-core Qualcomm chips around right now. It's the same chip that we've seen in the Nexus 4, the Google Nexus 4, and the LG Optimus G, if you're aware of that handset. There's also 2 gigabytes of RAM on board, and what else? There is also a whole suite of applications that Sony have included. So as well as having Walkman, album, movies, and Sony Select to access various content on the device, such as your photos and videos, you can even stream and download content from Sony's online services as well with the unlimited thing. So as you can see down here, we have Video Unlimited, which is one of Sony's services. If I hop into the camera, another thing that the powerful hardware has allowed Sony to do is, if I just show them right here, you'll see in the camera UI we have the option for HDR. Now, HDR, or high dynamic range, is to take, basically it improves the quality of stills and video, which is a new feature, by taking a low and a high contrast shot simultaneously and compositing them into a finished shot that is neither over or underexposed. It's a very impressive feature that we will look forward to testing out more in the final version of the handset. Naturally, this phone can also shoot full 1080p HD video, and Sony have coated the entire thing in water-resistant. There's water-resistant coatings. There's also seals everywhere, which is why everything is covered by these rubberized ports, because it is both IP55 and 57 certified water, dust, and shock resistant. So it is a very hardy yet very beautiful-looking flagship device. So that's the first look that we've had in depth since CES at the Sony Xperia Z, and we can't wait to see more of it soon.